Alrighty. Welcome back to Attack on Titan Anime Review, episode number 32. This one, and here's a bit of a surprise though, that this one I'm actually viewing not only the newest episode of the anime, which is known as Declaration of War, and I'm also reviewing the newest chapter of the manga, chapter 136, Offer Your Hearts. Now you're probably thinking, wait, didn't 3 episodes back you just reviewed the last chapter? Well, it's been about a month, so I figured though, why not basically talk about this chapter too? Yep, so no more specials for this series because, well, the series is basically the animes come out regularly, so review the newest chapter of the manga along with the anime. This episode adapts from pretty much the entirety of chapter 99, doesn't skip anything. Yeah, that's a shock. I mean, they do alter some words here and there, and they added some, let's just say, stuff to it, some minor bits. And they do adapt most of chapter 100, except for the opening 5 pages. Yes, for some reason they skipped over these pages. I'm not really sure why, but they did. The episode starts off with a bit of flashback. We have Reiner, Barnet, and Annie arriving at the walls. Yep, and this is taken from the first few pages of the chapter. And then we cut straight back to present day. We have a couple of different things going on in this episode, actually about 3 things. It include basically what's going on with Peck and the Jaw Titan. Let's start with Peck. Basically, she's seen where she's sitting with Zeke. Yeah, Zeke and a couple others basically where they're basically asked to go to a particular place because warriors and soldiers basically sent there. And this mysterious guy with a beard, I'm not going to say who this guy is because it's going to be kind of surprising who the guy really is. They take him to a building, and then the guy simply has him stand on this particular place on the floor, pulls down a lever, and then they drop to the floor, dropping down what essentially is about 20 feet, effectively breaking their limbs, though they regenerate anyways because they're Titan shifters. And they pretty much remain there for pretty much the rest of the episode. Yep, Peck and the Jaw Titan pretty much remain there. Yeah, basically in the case of the Jaw Titan, he's actually the brother of Marcel, the guy who was the, second to last user, third to last user of the Jaw Titan. Because the previous one was Ymir, the beautiful woman who was actually a Titan for 60 years. And the thing is with her, it was very heavily implied that she was in love with Historia Ross. They kind of confirmed this with her last known on-screen appearance, prior to seeing the flashback of her becoming the Jaw Titan. Yeah, it was mentioned in a flashback that she was actually in love with Historia. Yeah, confirming we kind of have a lesbian romance in the series. Unknown if Historia actually felt the same way about her. It's completely unknown because she did deeply care about Ymir, but it was never shown if she actually felt the same way. Or from the fact that she was actually a lesbian or basically bisexual. It's completely unknown when it comes to Historia. Yeah, she's been absent for a good majority of the series post-time skip. I'll get to more manga later. So, now in the case of basically what goes on the stage, which takes place concurrently what goes on inside the basement, where Reiner is talking to Eren. Eren tells a few times, please sit down. And basically he's like, how have you been? And of course, Reiner asks the obvious question, why'd you come here? And Eren responds, I had no choice in the matter. Yep. And of course, while they're chatting, we have Tybur on stage recapping kind of basically what we already know. Excuse me. That's to explain a flashback about the Great Titan War. And what the official version of it, that's basically what Marley spins. And it's revealed that, yeah, the official version is actually a lie. Well, the war wasn't a lie, just how it ended was a lie. Yep, it turns out Helios, the guy who was the hero of the battle, it turns out he was not the one who actually ended the battle. And King Fritz was not the villain. Nope, that's what was depicted. That he was the bad guy in all this. Nope, he actually wanted to end the war himself. So basically, he got all the elements he can, just moving to Paradise Island. And basically the whole threat of and he said there was a threat that if in fact it came to take back the Founding Titan, that he would unleash the Titans on his island to basically go on a rampage across the planet. These Titans basically became, well, what we refer to as the Wall Titans. Yep. So, meanwhile, though, and also Tyler reveals what happened in what happened 2 arcs back with the Uprising arc, where there was an uprising, and he mentions Eren Yeager by name. And of course, at that point, Eren's legs start to regenerate. Yep, he's had sort of a fake leg, and then his leg just magically grows back because he's a Titan shifter. And we also see his hands because, oh, don't worry, I scratched it. And then Reiner basically just kind of apologized to him for what he did. And he basically... Now, this is something they actually do make a change from the manga because it goes by a bit quickly. And we get basically Reiner's reaction, like, he's saying, huh? Yeah, he says it, like, several times. Basically because he did not know that Eren was just like him. And then something really awesome happens. Basically, Eren picks up Reiner picks him up. And then the awesomeness happens. He transforms into his attack Titan mode. Of course, well, Reiner doing his best to protect Falco. And then basically, everyone's shocked to see a Titan. Well, a Titan that's not one of theirs in the middle of their city. And it pretty much destroys the bridge. And it looks like, though, he kills a woman. And in case you're curious, though, did this happen in the manga? Oh, yes. Now, the part they cut out here was basically Tiber and a guy talking inside of a carriage. Yeah, they don't have this episode. They might have a Netflix episode, but wow, what a way to end this episode with Eren shifting into his Titan form, his attack Titan form. Which, by the way, he never knew what the name of this Titan form was until the previous arc of the series, where it was revealed via the memories that he basically was exploring. Yep. So all in all, damn good episode. Can't wait for next week. And if you're curious to like how many chapters left are there, because they got to 100, there is exactly 6 chapters left. So this is presumed that the arc will end in 3 episodes because, well, they adapted 2 chapters per episode. Yep. Also, next week we're gonna get the anime debut of the Warhammer Titan. I bet people have been waiting and eagerly anticipating this. The Warhammer Titan making her anime debut, and it's gonna be something. I'm loving what Mappa's doing so far. We are 5 episodes in, and Mappa has done a fantastic job with basically the season. Though the rumor is the reason why the season's only 16 episodes, and this is a big rumor that apparently Wit Studios is gonna basically work on a movie. Yes, that's a rumor swirling around that they're going to conclude the series with a movie. A movie that's probably going to adapt whatever's left of the series at that point. Because well, let's see. If in fact they wrap up this arc in 3 episodes because they're up to chapter 100. So, and this is actually episode 64. So, this arc is presumably going to wrap up by episode 67. That's presumed. And given the fact that the current arc is 30 chapters in, given the fact it's 30 chapters in, I would say that by the end of this particular season, that we're probably going to get, let's see, if in fact they do 2, because at that point, 67 is about 8 episodes left at that point. So, presumably, if they adapt, they're probably going to adapt the first 16 chapters of this arc. They're probably not going to finish. No, I wouldn't be surprised though if they actually had this in a big epic movie, or at least have a 2-part film to pretty much end the franchise. Well, mostly when it comes to anime-wise. That's the big rumor go around that we might get a film out of this. Yep, but that's the rumor I heard. And which studio is going to do it because they're the ones who started the series and they're the ones that finish it with the movie. Mappa, I heard the reason why, because Wit Studio probably was overwhelmed with all the other stuff basically they had to do, so they had to transfer, basically from newer studio. The Mappa's done a fantastic job so far. That's basically what I feel about it. And a lot of people felt that way too. I mean, mostly what I've heard has been pretty positive overall when it comes to the season. I mean, not just the arc overall, but the animation and the voice acting. I haven't seen anything online if, in fact, that this season's been dubbed yet. If it has, I'll probably just, well, at this point, because it's 5 episodes in, I would think presumably right now the first episode's already dubbed. I probably watch it a bit later. Probably after this arc is over, I might rewatch the dub back. Alright, so now moving on to new chapter of the manga, chapter 136, Offer Your Hearts. Yes. Though I did hear something interesting though about the manga for Attack on Titan. They actually made an announcement about when this manga is officially ending. It's ending in April. So we're going to get 3 more chapters. So this series is going to end at chapter 139, which makes it just a tad shorter than Black Butler. I'm not kidding about that. So out of all the manga I read that are monthly, Black Butler is currently the longest at, I think it's like 160 chapters. Well, 60 plus. This series is second longest. I'd say third longest is presumably Blue Exorcist. And no, I've not read the news chapter yet, so I probably may not get to it today. I might get to it tomorrow. Alright, so chapter starts up pretty much with, we kind of left off last chapter with the Survey Corps, along with basically Annie and Reiner, on Aaron's skeletal Titan form. And we have various characters watching. By the way, this madam, yeah, she's actually here. Well, she appeared in the episode itself. Yeah, she appears briefly a couple times. She basically leaves before all the action happens. And then we have, it looks like that Armin in the Colossal, not right, it's actually, I think it's Falco, I think it is. And it's flying a Titan. Which this was actually rumored, like, for a while in this arc that there may have been a Titan. There's rumor even in the current arc adaptation for the anime that there may be a Titan who actually flew. It may not be all Titans, but simply just run on the ground. Basically, it was a bird-type Titan. So, oh yeah, Levi's here. Yes, Levi. Still bandaged up. Yep. So, he basically tells, well, we need cost and exposure power. They are a team. We'll go for Nape and attack Eren himself, Captain. We don't have luxury to worry about Eren's well-being. Actually, we don't have it from the start. I think Falco basically... not Falco, I think it's... Well, I'm not... I think this is Armin who basically says, But what if Marcus start flying that back there? I wanted to give the 8 piece of mine too, but you know, I wouldn't give up Eren either, but Captain can't find anyone because of me. Now to mention our opponent is the founding Titan. And I think it's Gina says this, Mikasa, let's kill Eren. Mikasa basically, well, yes. Mikasa, you just focus on saving Armin. You don't have to think about anything else. Yeah. So she hands over... I'm sure that she probably was the one she wanted. She probably because... Well, she still has a thing for Eren, so I wouldn't be surprised if she wanted to go after Eren herself, but... She probably had to help Armin. So... And I think it's Gabby says, it's just before he came in contact with Mr. Zeke, I shot Eren's head off with an anti-Titan rifle. And then something looked like a centipede made of light came out Eren's spine and attached itself to his head. And he says, that sounds disgusting. If it wasn't finding Titan, no. The form of the Titan's power. If it cut off his head, it could just come out, Armin. And we have the soldiers like, they're coming to attack toward the attack Titan. The refugees stop. Your audience aren't you? Wait. I don't remember who this guy is. Wait. Please, just ask us to help our wounded. And the soldiers like, leave like we have time for that. What do you think, Ray? See what I told you, Mr. Lionheart? Yeah, this is basically... Yeah, Annie's father's here. I'm asking Marlon soldiers for anything. No, we outnumbered them. We also have more experience in battle, because all times we were sent to the front lines to fight Marley's wars. And then someone says, lower your weapons. But, lower your weapons, we'll ask again. The train driver, when did you direct Marler? Everyone's like, one of the things going to the base. And then everyone goes after, and then we have Falco like increase speed and attack basically the various Titans on there. And then we have Reiner going into his armored Titan form and attacking various other Titans that are there. The Warhammer Titan's there, well, a version of it, and attacks the Jaw Titan, stabs it. I think it's because if only I had 3-2-2. I think it might be Gabby. And it's like, just out of the way. There's no use, Peck. Run. Gee, and then of course we have, well, attacking. More attacking Titans. Slice up a Nep. And of course climbing across Aaron's skeletal form. And wow, this thing is freaking huge. Yes. I would say by the size of it, it's presumably like by looking at the size, I'd say this this form of Aaron's Titan is probably as big as the Turkey Titan. And that was basically Chris' father. Yep. So, yeah, to get Aaron back. Well, not Aaron, Armin back. And of course, there's a flashback of basically their times when they were training. And then we have Levi says, I have no regrets choosing you. And you have Annie fighting some more Titans on the Titan. He's like running to the skull. I think it's Levi. Mikasa basically is wondering like, oh no. Annie. I'm going to kill in seconds. He's going to start Barnet. And then we have Armin basically, why is my body not moving? Please move, I'm gonna die. Reiner, Peck, Jean, Connie, Mikasa, Annie, everyone, they'll die. Get up, get up. And then we see, look at his hand fading away. Well, this is real. Oh yeah, he's in a place with Ymir. And then we see Zeke. Huh? Hello, Mr. Zeke. Hello, Aaron's friend. You got eaten by Ymir too, huh? Interesting. Zeke got ate by Ymir. That's interesting to say the least. He's the base Titan. Yeah, and he's basically going to be dying soon because he's got 1 year left of his life because, well, the Titans shifted power, shortening his lifespan to 13 years. But this is a good chapter, good action. Definitely can't wait for the next chapter, which probably will release in a month. Yep. So yeah, that's it for particular review. My next review will be a comic corner discussing two trades I have. Okay, 2 Marvel trades. Okay, next video. Bye.